It's been a weird couple of weeks.
La la la, clicky keyboard noises. La la la, keyboard noises.
I got a new haircut. That's not what we're talking about today. Today, we are talking about a thing that I have been doing for the last little while, and I just kind of wanted to talk about how it's been going for me. In a previous video, I talked about managing your time, and if you really want to do a thing, but you've got other stuff going on, you may have to rearrange your schedule, or you may have to try and find ways to fit a few minutes of you time in. And at that time, I was fitting in my writing with my kids' nap time, or about the time that I posted that video about, hey, you've got to find time to do the things you love. I started losing that built in time for doing what I like to do. So, what I've been doing lately is I have been kind of sneaking time on my phone. I prefer to make notes on paper in my notebooks. However, I can't really carry my notebook around all day long when I'm chasing after an almost 3-year-old. So I don't do that. I do, however, keep my phone on hand because you never know when you're going to have to dial 911. Thankfully, that has not ever happened. But what I've been doing is I'm kind of lucky. My kid likes to go play by themselves for a while. We'll play for a bit. We'll do our thing. We'll play. We'll work on our letters. We'll do all that stuff. And then the kid just kind of goes off and does their own thing, and they play with the toys that are provided in the playroom, or they go eat some food by themselves, or whatever it is. And anytime I see my kid playing by themselves, not needing me for anything, I'll stay in the room, but I get my phone out, pull up Google Drive, and tap, tap, tap away. And I've been doing that for the majority of this draft of Halfway Haunted. And I've learned a couple of things in the doing of that, some pros, some cons, and I thought it would be interesting to share what I've learned. First of all, I can't just go, this is the phone I use, because it's on a tripod right now being used. What kind of phone I use? It's a Samsung. We are an Android family. I don't care for Apple. It's a personal choice. My writing stuff is on Google Drive. I've heard some people have had some issues like sharing the files for like beta reading, and then them getting flagged for content, and then them losing access to their Google Drive for a little bit. For now, Google Drive works for me, and if I ever do write a scene that would potentially violate the Google terms and services, I will find another way to share it, but that's a problem for future me. Ideally, I would be on my computer and have half of my screen is the outline and half of my screen is the story. And when I do have time to do that, that's what I do. But when I'm on my phone, I just scroll, see the couple of points that I'm working with, what I want to have happen, and then I just until I am needed. I think the longest I've gone without being needed is like 5 minutes. As of filming, not necessarily as of posting this video, I have 57 pages. And I would probably say at least half of it, if not more than half of it, has been written directly on my phone. And for that reason, it's great. I never would have been able to do that if I hadn't been taking that snatch of time and just going and going on. I probably would maybe still be 20, 30 pages in. Who's to say? It's portable. I can take it anywhere. If I am waiting on a doctor's appointment, I can type it. If I have an idea that I just really need to get down, I can pull my phone up, we're good to go. But having my phone, if there's a lull in the conversation, type up a little bit. I did it a few weeks ago when I visited my in-laws. Love you guys. We had a lull in the conversation. Everybody was kind of playing on their phones. So I got mine out and was just click-clacking away at my novel. So That was a thing. Instead of doom scrolling on my phone, I just pull up Drive, and I get a sentence or two down, and that's great. However, I hate typing on a touchscreen phone. I absolutely hate it. For some reason, every time I type the word for, I fat finger it into faux. There's also the issue of autocorrect. It'll fix the word that I didn't need to have fixed. I also apparently use a lot of British spellings of things. I have always typed cemetery with an E. I used to live down the road from a cemetery and it was spelled with an E. I also know cemetery with an A is perfectly acceptable as a spelling. Google, however, thinks that the only adequate spelling for cemetery is A. So anytime I type the word cemetery, it wants to redline it as wrong. But Google thinks that the word gray has to be spelled with an A. I'm like, no, it can be spelled Grey. There's also the issue again of autocorrect, where I've gone to type a word and I know that it's supposed to be leftover. And I start to accidentally, I fat finger it a little bit and somehow a G gets thrown in there. And so when I hit space, it goes Legion. I'm like, no, I needed it to be leftover, not Legion. But since Legion's a correct word, I have to delete the whole thing and try again. And every once in a while, it just insists. And so I have to I have to type it slowly and then hit the check mark before it'll let me go on instead of like the predictive text. So that gets a little bit frustrating and that slows me down quite a bit. Also, I don't know what it is, but sometimes it just randomly messes with the capitalization. I'll be in the middle of a sentence. I'll type the word and, for example. There will be a period that comes after it for no reason. Like I just type the word and space and it just automatically puts a period. So I have to go, no, that's not correct. So I have to go back and fix it. And if I don't, then when I do computer time, I have to spend several minutes fixing all the little details that got messed up. So that's not great. And especially if I'm having a lot of those issues in one time, I may only get a sentence or two done before I have to put my phone away, which is not ideal. But overall, I don't not recommend writing on your phone. I do it because that's the option that I have, and if I don't type it there, then it's not getting done, and I don't want to be the kind of person that's like, do as I say, not as I do. I am practicing what I preach. I am making time to get the thing done. You got to do what you got to do. But with that said, I thought I'd share my experience with writing my novel on my phone to share that that's an option for people that may not have considered it. That's where I've been lately. That's most of what I've been up to. I think it's a good place to wrap this up. Thanks a lot for stopping by and watching me talk about what I've been doing to get my novel written and the tools that I've been using, i.e., Google Drive and my Samsung phone. I post new videos every other Wednesday, so if you want to be alerted when that happens, like and subscribe, hit the notification, do all the stuff you got to do to get notified. Also, drop a comment down in the bottom. In a perfect world, what's the scenario where you would be most productive? Let me know what you're up to. Let me know what you're reading, what you're writing, what you're watching. Are you planning anything fun? We've got a holiday coming up. Memorial Day is a thing in the United States. So, what are you doing for Memorial Day weekend? We are actually going to the Renaissance Fair. So, that's going to be fun. And that's all for me. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much. See you next time. Later.
La la la, clicky keyboard noises. La la la, keyboard noises.